Hey you guys, PGD here. I hope you're all doing well. I'm really excited today to be able to talk to you about ColourPop. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen that I purchased items from them on more than one occasion. I actually had a total of 3 shipments. I'll tell you about that in a second. But for those of you who are not familiar with the brand, though I'm sure you are because there are countless ColourPop videos on YouTube. But basically they're a makeup company, and I know people are kind of going crazy over the price because it's $5 for their eyeshadows and $5 for each of their lipsticks or lip pencils. So yes, the price is great, but I was really happy. So let me tell you, I had seen some of the ColourPop videos and I was saying, okay, it's $5. All right, that's fine. But then I saw, okay, there's more to the brand than that. They're also free of those harmful toxins. No parabens in any of their makeup. And just when a company takes that extra step, especially when many of the major players in the makeup industry have not done it, but when, you know, kind of a company that's not as widely recognized has taken a moment to say, you know what, we're not going to have these harmful ingredients in our makeup. I'm all for it. So once I saw that, then I was more interested in the company. But beyond that, I saw some, you know, swatches on YouTube and I said, oh, okay, you know, it's fine. But it was when I saw this one particular video, and I'm so sorry I didn't keep track of her name, but she had like the perfect lighting that in a really good camera. It seems like some people are doing it in the dark, but anyway, I'm just saying. So when I saw the shades on her, I said, oh, these are really, really pretty colors. So that's when I made my first purchase. After my first purchase arrived, I said, oh, I need more ColourPop, clearly. So I ordered more, and then before my second order could arrive, I placed my third order because on December either 25th or 26th, they released matte eyeshadows. So I actually received packages 2 and 3 together at the same time. Yeah. Since I mentioned that, let me just say this because I've seen some people say that, you know, they've had amazing shipping and everything comes super fast from ColourPop. It's not that I had a bad experience with them because I didn't. It's just that it wasn't anything extraordinary for me. And I've mentioned DUPE.com in the past, and I told you I ordered on a Friday and literally I had the items in my hand on a Monday. That's super fast shipping to me. For ColourPop, what they actually say, and they were well within their limits of, you know, the standards or the guidelines that they set for their shipping. So they did not, you know, come later than anticipated. But what they said was, after you place your order, you have 3 to 5 days before it's like shipped, before you get your shipping information. So I placed my order and the next day I didn't get it. You know, anything saying like, oh, it's shipped the second day, third day. I got it like the 4th day. So again, they were well within their 3 to 5 days. So by the 4th day is when they had made the label. And like the 5th day when I tracked it, it was, you know, some movement was happening on the package. So they had actually put it in the post office. So again, well within the guidelines that they've set up for shipping. They did not come later than that, or my items didn't come later than that. So it's totally fine. I'm just saying from my experience, it wasn't like lightning speed. And maybe the people who received it at lightning speed are the ones who live in California where these items are being shipped from. So that could be it too. I'm on the East Coast and they're on the West Coast. So that could be a part of it. But again, I was fine with when they arrived. And I'll just show you, this is what the box looks like. The top of the box. I'm sure you've seen this a bunch of times. So ColourPop, really cute. My items are there. They give you little notices here. Just, well, first these are just like notes that they write to you with your name on it and just saying like, oh, actually one said, may visions of sugar plums twerk in your head. So interesting company. ColourPop here, and it gives you some information on the different finishes that they have for their lippie sticks. And so that information, and then information on the eyeshadows, tips and tricks. And basically, hopefully you can read that, but if not, it really doesn't matter. They're basically saying make sure you close the lid tightly and, you know, blending, because we'll talk about the eyeshadows in a second and what I think of them. I can tell you right now, I'm really happy with this company, and it's not just because they're $5, because you can find makeup on the ground that's cheaper than $5. But for me, I think the quality is really, really great, and I like the amount that you get, and I'll tell you why. But anyhow, let me just first kind of show you. I guess I'll do hand swatch. Okay, well, the first thing that I wanted to tell you was On my eyelids right now, I'm wearing only ColourPop eyeshadow. And on my lips, I'm wearing Dahlia, which is a color from ColourPop, one of their lipsticks, lippy sticks they call it. Now you may say, oh, that's not so intense on your lips. I know, but let me tell you this, it's almost 3 o'clock. I've had a granola bar, I drink a bottle of water, and I had a Slurpee. The Slurpee I did with a straw. The bottle of water I took right to the head. I was drinking it right from the bottle. And the granola bar, of course, it was like touching my lips and everything. So, and that happened at 8, and I put it on at like, let's say 8:30 in the morning. It's almost 3 in the afternoon right now. I have not reapplied at all. So yes, it is lighter than, you know, it was when I first put it on, but still you can clearly see I have color on my lips. I am just showing you that to say I think it's really good. So let me start with Dahlia, and I am just going to, because Dahlia is already what I have on my lips, I'm just going to reapply, and I'll show you. It just comes in these little boxes. The lippy sticks come in this box, and the lippy pencil comes in an identical box, except it says lippy pencil on it, I think. But anyway, lippy sticks, and it looks like that. Nice little cute packaging, and it's ColourPop with a U in the word color, so it's spelled like the European way. All right, so here we go. It's like this. Now I'm going to show you how much product comes in here, and this is Dahlia, by the way. Now, I've been using Dahlia a lot, but look how much product. Okay, so I know people are saying, you know, it's not as fat as a MAC or some other company lipstick. You are getting less product. And even one YouTuber had mentioned, with the amount of product that you're getting, if you were to compare it in price to, let's say, the size of a MAC lipstick, if they were to break their lipsticks down to this size, then the price is actually the same. So it's pretty much on par with what you're getting is, you know, the right price for the amount that you're getting if you're comparing it to, let's say, a MAC price lipstick. But of course, there are more expensive lipsticks on the market. But anyway, that's how much product you get. For me, I think this is perfect. I rarely finish tubes of like lipstick or anything. So this amount is amazing. Anyway, let me just swatch it on the hand first so you can see this is Dahlia. Super pigmented. Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to put it on. I guess I should zoom in. Well, yeah, let's do it from here right now. Look at that. I'm just looking in the viewfinder so I can see. And don't worry about the swatches being like super neat or whatever, but I'm just putting it on so you can look at that. And of course I could put more on. Let me zoom in. Sorry. Okay, so of course I could put more on and make it more pigmented and everything. And I should also tell you that when it's wearing off your lips, it still kind of stains your lips a bit. It's not a lip stain, but it does have like some real staying power. So this is Dahlia, and this is in a matte finish. I should mention that their lippy sticks come in 5 finishes: glossy, hyper glossy, pearlized, satin, and matte. And this is a matte. The majority of the ones that I picked up were mattes. I have one pearlized to show you and one satin finish. But yeah, so this is Dahlia. I think it's lovely, and I'm going to swatch the eyeshadows too. And I'm going to be using my Sephora Ultimate Oil and Gel Lip Remover to just remove it completely from my lips so I don't have a stain of the previous color. So this is Dahlia. I love it. I really, really do. Oh, okay. So I'm back with clean lips. Next up is Ilari, and they collaborated with some YouTubers, and she is a YouTuber. I looked at some of her YouTube videos, very nice. You may not be able to see the text, sorry about that. But here's the shade. Let me just do a little swipe on my hand, right? So this new one, that is Ilari. And let's apply it. I'll zoom in. Look at that. One swipe. Of course, you can do this much neater, but Ilari. I think it's Really, really cute. Yeah, so you can kind of see the colors. There definitely is a difference between these two already, even though they may look a little similar, but not really. They are different. So yeah, this is Alari. Really pretty color. So I'm going to take this off and show you the next one. Next up is LBB. I have both the lippie pencil and the lippie stick. Let me just swatch the lippie, and it is the one you have to sharpen. It's not a retractable one. But anyway, let me just swatch right here. The thin line is going to be the lippie stick, and this is the color LBB. And right next to it, I'm going to swatch the LBB lippie stick, just so you can get an idea of how the two colors compare. So there we go. This is LBB, the lipstick color, and here's the lippie stick, the thin line. So as you can see, the lippie pencil is darker slightly than the lippie stick, but they're complementary and certainly both beautiful. So now I'm just going to apply the lippie pencil first and then the lippie stick. Okay, I need to sharpen it, so don't judge me on these application skills right here. But anyway, that's that. So that's the LBB lippie pencil. Here's the color. Pretty. Here it is on my hand. That one. And this is another matte. And if you care to know, there are some really drying mattes on the market. First, let me show you, sorry. LBB. And all of these, you can increase the intensity if you apply more and more. Okay, so in terms of drying for these matte lippie pencils, I don't feel like these are painful on the lips or like it dries out my lips to a degree where I'm like, oh, I don't want to wear these or I have to put chapstick on underneath. I think these are fine. I'm completely happy with them. I have matte lipsticks from other brands that are more drying than these, like for example, the Ruby Woo and Riri Woo from MAC. These to me are not even close because in fact, if you've ever tried, you know what they remind me of? If you've ever tried the Maybelline mattes, those lipsticks, I had done like a swatch video on those not long ago, but how it feels creamy on your lips but gives kind of the matte look, but not as matte as some other mattes on the market. That's what I think the ColourPop matte finish is like. But anyway, this is LBB. I like it. Next up, the last lippie pencil that I have is in the shade Bichette, B-I-C-H-E-T-T-E, and I also have the matching lippie stick to that. Sorry if the text isn't, yeah, there we go. Okay, and again, it reminds you of the finish at the bottom, so it says matte. This is the shade of Bichette, and this one is the pencil. I haven't used that one as much as I clearly have the LBB, so I'm going to first swatch it on my hand just so you can see. I'll swatch it here. I'm trying to look through the viewfinder and that was completely sloppy, but this is Bichette, and let's do the right next to it I have the lippie stick, so that's that shade. Okay, so as you can see, I kind of went for some of the darker colors, but right now we're doing Bichette, so I'm going to zoom in and apply them both, starting with the lippie pencil. To me, this is creamy. And if you wanted to apply it on the lips, you could. I just prefer to use the lippie pencil and I'm sorry. So some people were talking about, oh, you can get either or, but as you can see from the swatch, the lippie pencil is a little darker than the stick itself. The same is the case for LBB, and I heard that the same was for all of the lippie pencils that have the accompanying lippy stick. So the shade is not identical. The liner is a little darker. You can make that decision for yourself if you want to get both or one, not the other. For me, now that I know, you know, I've had the opportunity to test them both out, I definitely will be going just for the ColourPop Lippie Sticks and no more pencils. Not that anything's wrong with a pencil, but you get more surface area to just kind of cover your lip. I love the way it's shaped. So yeah, instead of filling in my lips with the Lippie pencil, especially because the staying power of the matte is just, and all of them actually, is so great that, yeah, I wouldn't get the pencil. So now I'm going to apply Bichette on the lips. Bichette. Sloppiest lip swatches on YouTube. My apologies, but I just want you to get an idea of the color. All right, I'm not going for precision. Maybe I should. Okay, so this next one is called Pitch. And I was totally off the way it looked online, and I'm glad I'm able to show you swatches of this now. It's a brown. It's a true like chocolate brown, and it goes, this one also is a matte. Everything I've shown you so far is a matte. And I don't think I would have gotten this had I known that it was just a true brown. And I say that because when I first started wearing lipstick, brown was like all I did. So I'm kind of a little bit over brown, but it's still a pretty color. So, oh, let me zoom in, sorry. And let me put a little more. And see how it looks like almost a little shiny and creamy and everything in the beginning. But again, they all go down to a matte finish. Even though they still feel creamy on your lips. Very much like the Maybelline mattes, as I already said. But yeah, this is Pitch. Oops. Chocolate brown color. On to the next. This one I love. This one is called Creature. As you can see, I stuck with most of the dark shades. I will show you a lighter one in a second, but I'll put that right here next to Pitch. Boop. Right, so at the end, this is Creature. Oh, look at that. That is Creature. Probably one of my faves. I'm going to zoom in and apply this. Creature. Oh, cute, right? Oh, I just love it. Love it. So that's Creature. So this next matte is Leather, and it's a purple. Pretty purple. There we go. I'm going to swatch it right next to Creature. And here is Leather. And I'll apply it on the lips now. Looks a little Barney-ish on me through the camera, but I promise in person it looks more like that. Maybe it's, I don't know. That looks weird and neon, but it looks really nice and wow. Okay, so anyway, this is Leather. Awkward when you think you're gonna have that perfect swatch, and yeah, you look like Barney. All right, but it's a really pretty color. My last matte comes from, it is called I Heart This, and it actually has a heart there. Probably can't see that, but anyway, this is the shade. I'm gonna swatch it right next to Leather, over my wrist there, and here we go. And it reminds me of MAU 5, MAU 5, or on some of the packaging it was relabeled to Ball 5, BAU, the number 5 from Kat Von D, her Everlasting Liquid Lipstick. So it reminds me of that. I'm going to apply it right now. This one looks so good in person, so I'm not exactly sure what's happening right now, but yeah, anyway, I like this one. Yeah, so you may want to look at someone else's swatch because this camera is not doing it justice right now, but it's a pretty color. So this is I Heart This, and that's the last matte. So now I'm going to show you the other 2 finishes that I have. Maybe the lighting's a little better this way. Next up, and this is a different finish now. This is the first satin finish that you'll see. So it's not a glossy finish, it's a satin one. This one is called Flawless. And let me just swatch Flawless. Oh, I should have put Flawless next to Leather so you could see the difference in the 2 purples, but it's just one shade away. So this one right here at the end is Flawless, and this purple one right here is Leather. So Flawless at the end, and Leather here. So you can see that Leather is darker. Here's Flawless. I'll apply that. Oh, let me zoom in. So this is Flawless. And again, it's a satin finish, so it's not going to go down to that kind of dry matte look. Yeah, Flawless. And the last lippy pencil that I have, lippy stick, is completely a dupe for MAC's, one of the special edition ones that came out. It was a Rihanna one for ColourPop. It's Wet is the name of the color, and it's a pearlized finish. Look at that. Okay, look. I'm going to swatch Wet right now, and then I am going to swatch the MAC one, the MAC Rihanna lipsticks. I'll do it at the end right here next to Flawless. There it is, kind of this stone brownish space gray kind of color right there at the end. Sorry, I'm moving in and out. There we go. And now right next to it, I'm going to swatch the Rihanna one, and I'll show you them both side by side too. Okay. Oops. Oh, now I'm getting onto the arm hair, so it's going to get a little tricky, but here they are side by side. Okay, so this one right here is the one from ColourPop, and this one right here is the one from MAC, Rihanna's, which one was this? Viva Glam Rihanna 2, and it's a frost. So the finish is different on these, but I don't know, a frost and a pearlized, as you can see, they look pretty similar, almost metallic kind of, sort of, both of them, shiny. I mean, could you not, in fact, the one that I liked most, the colors are not identical, but they're so close that if you wore one, I don't know that someone would say, oh, that's not the Rihanna one from MAC. And again, 16 bucks, that's what a MAC one costs, right? 16 bucks versus $5. And yeah, this is, I haven't used enough of this for it to be like, you know, totally gone. So this is close to the original size of the stick. And yes, this is thinner and you're getting less product, but I mean, this is, to me, still a lot of product to use. So yes, it's taller, but it's clearly not as fat as the MAC one. But look at these 2 shades together. Okay, they look kind of different there. But as I said, when you swatch them, you can see for yourself, look how similar they are. Super similar. So if I had to make my choice and do it all over again, I would definitely go with the ColourPop one as opposed to the Rihanna one. And I didn't put it on my lips, so let me do the one from ColourPop first. on my lips. I'll zoom in so you can see. And again, this is a, oh sorry, you see some residue from the other colors there. Didn't do so good wiping that off, but there we go. And again, this is Wet, a pearlized finish by ColourPop. And now just for kicks, I'm going to swatch the Rihanna one too. So this is what I look like with Wet on. So now here's the Rihanna one from MAC. I'll zoom in. I mean, seriously, it's like virtually the same color. And here they are swatched on my arm. So again, this first one, the thicker swatch, is ColourPop. And the one right underneath it is the Rihanna one. I mean, seriously, it's like the same color. So, yeah, so again, to do it all over again, I would definitely take the ColourPop one, not just because it's cheaper, but and not only because it's paraben free, but to be quite honest with you, I find that the ColourPop one has slightly, you can even kind of see it in the swatch, slightly more of the brown. So it brings it down from that kind of silverish one, which sometimes just makes me hesitant to put this one on, or sometimes I'll mix it with another color that's kind of deeper. So I'm getting the frosty finish and slightly silver, but not as much of that silver. And I feel like the ColourPop one played that down a bit and went more with the kind of brown stone-like color, but not silver, if that makes sense. So yeah, I would go with that one. I do prefer that shade, but they're so close you could almost not tell them apart. All right, so I'm done with all the lippy stick swatches, but now let's get to the eyeshadows. We're going to do a part 2 where you will see the eyeshadows.